Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge that we are gathered today on the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, Lenape, and Attawatawan peoples. This territory is part of the Upper Canada Treaties and the Dish with One Spoon Covenant Wampum. So we are grateful for the opportunity to live, learn, and work in this community, and we recognize our shared responsibility to walk together in the spirit of reconciliation and respect. On behalf of Candice Moorish, our board chair, and the board of directors of the Rights and Responsibilities Awareness Initiative, or RRAI, it is my pleasure to welcome you to our annual community celebration, Empowering Together. Tonight, we celebrate impact, partnerships, and the power of community. It is now my honor to invite our board chair, Candice Moorish, to the podium to deliver the opening remarks.
Thank you so much. I think I'm going to step away from this, if that's okay. I'll talk loud. I hope everyone can hear me okay. I might wander a little bit as well. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I put myself on mute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for our celebration of impact and our community event. This is a really special moment for us to reflect on how far we've come as an organization, the lives we've touched, and the partnerships that have made it possible. For those new to RRAI, the Rights and Responsibilities Awareness Initiative, our mission is to empower newcomers, refugees, and low-income individuals. We do this by helping people understand their rights and responsibilities in Canada, from navigating simple things like daily life and participating fully in their communities. Our goal is to support a just and equitable, prosperous society where everyone has the tools to succeed. We were established in 2019 through the City of London's Neighbourhood Decision-Making Initiative, and since then we've grown steadily to reach our impact. So how do we deliver on that mission? Through education. So we provide online sessions, and there's just some, there's a screen grab here of a few of our sessions with respect to legal, financial, and cultural topics, practical knowledge that people can typically apply right away. We also make sure that no one is left out. Our sessions are translated into French, Arabic, Mandarin, and Spanish. Okay? This combination of accessibility and collaboration with organizations such as the London Public Library is what sets RRAI apart. The broader community also benefits from our work. The Together Against Online Crime campaign was run in partnership with the Ontario Ministry of the Solicitor General, the London Police Service, and Western University. This program educated the public about online safety and fraud prevention. So all very relative and important information. Okay. Another example is our financial literacy project with the London Public Library and the RBC Foundation. So this equips people of all backgrounds with essential money management skills. Okay. These initiatives show how our RRAI efforts strengthen the whole community, not just our core audience. Okay. So the numbers. These numbers tell a very important story for us. Since 2020, we've hosted 138 sessions. In total, more than 5,400 participants have taken part in our programs. And how we kind of gauge the participation is the feedback. Okay? We've received over 3,200 forms, or if you're doing the math, that's a 72% response rate with respect to the level of engagement that we're receiving from these sessions. Okay. Our impact is not just limited to one group, whether it's newcomers learning about their rights, could be the general public gaining awareness through campaigns. Our reach is very broad. We work together to build stronger communities where people feel valued, important, and capable of contribution. Okay. Our surveys show a report of 9.23 out of 10 with respect to an increase in knowledge, and 9.17 out of 10 would recommend our sessions. 9.26 out of 10 say they plan to attend again. These are incredibly high ratings, and we're very proud of these ratings. Of course, reaching people today in the digital world is very important as well. Social media is one of our strongest tools for connecting with our audiences, spreading awareness of our programs, and as well as building our community engagement. Now for the numbers, we'll just take a quick look at our financial picture. In 2025, our revenues have totaled just under $90,000, up from about $76,000 in 2024. Grants were slightly lower than last year, but we've had a major increase, as you can see, in government grants. Sponsorships and donations were down compared to last year, but we're very committed and optimistic to growing this area specifically. Overall, the upward trend demonstrates the trust in our mission and sustainability in our programming. I wish we could glaze over this one, but the expenses, we've invested more directly into program delivery, as you can see here, about $42,000 compared to the $15,000 from the year before. To be expected, our advertising and outreach costs increased as well, but this supported our expanded marketing experts. Okay? Administrative and operating costs are stable and well managed. Overall expenses grew in line with program growth and were to be expected. So what's next? We plan to standardize the quality of our sessions across the board, to continue providing bilingual and multilingual resources so even more communities can access our content. We'll continue to grow our digital presence, reaching audiences not just locally, but ideally across Canada. And most importantly, we're going to strengthen our partnerships. Collaboration has always been our key strength, and it's going to continue being a key strength for RRAI in the future. Before we close, I want to just take a moment for something very important. We've talked about the impact and the reach of RRAI, our sessions, the communities reached. None of this would be possible without the leadership or the heart of the organization. So I'd just like to take a minute to recognize Hetham. It just so happens he's already standing. He works tirelessly behind the scenes, devoting time and energy to make sure that the organization thrives. Okay? He leads with vision and humility, and he makes every board member, volunteer, and community participant feel appreciated, heard, and valued. So, like I said, just a quick round of applause for Hetham and all of his hard work. Thank you so much. And with that, I will wrap up. Thank you so much, and we look forward to continuing the RRAI journey.
Thank you, Candace. We're also pleased to be joined by MPP Terence Kernaghan, who will now offer his remarks.
Thank you very much for having me here this evening. I'm Terence Kernaghan, Member of Provincial Parliament for London North Centre. And I just wanted to thank you for starting off with the land acknowledgement. You did so well, because I think it's important that we ground ourselves. We recognize where we are. And we recognize that we are not the people who own this land. That this land was here before us, it will be here after us. And we also have to recognize our responsibilities to First Nations people and their stewardship of the land. You know, I think about downtown London, I think about the forks of the Thames, as we call it, but they would call it Deshkanzidi or Antlered River. London has always been a special place. You know, I think about people who first make their journey to Canada, and I think as a born and raised Canadian, many people think, well, the tough part is over. Well, that could not be more wrong. People, while they may have had a successful journey to Canada, are just starting that path of integrating into society, of becoming part of neighborhoods, part of friend groups. And, you know, I think we take it for granted as Canadians, and I think it's so wonderful, the work that the Rights and Responsibilities Awareness Initiative performs. I think about my grandfather, and he came here with my great-grandmother, who had recently become a widow. She lost her husband, had 4 boys, all with shaved heads. She showed up here with $5 in her pocket. And, you know, my grandfather worked incredibly hard. He was incredibly hard, and he was actually lucky enough to become a mayor in a small town in southwestern Ontario. And so I think about the opportunity that Canada provides, or on the other side of my family, how my grandmother and my grandfather, while both from Ireland, would have never met back home, and they would have never been allowed to marry back home. But because they came here to Canada, that became a possibility. Now, I think it's important to recognize that we don't know what we don't know. And it's a famous saying, but it makes perfect sense. When people are coming to Canada, they might not necessarily know how things have changed or how society will operate and how society will function. And that's why the work of the Rights and Responsibility Awareness Initiative is so important, whether it's legal considerations, social considerations, make sure that people are safe, because information truly is power. You know, I want to thank the organization for making sure that newcomers can participate fully and meaningfully in society. And I think back to 2019 when I met Hatham. I was working in my office, he came and he visited, and I thought, this guy is amazing. He was so passionate, he was so excited about starting up this very organization. He brought it to me when it was still in the information stage, and it's so thrilling for me to see this actually come to be. It's tremendous that you now have a board, you have volunteers. You know, I want to thank you for all of the work that you've done, all the lives that you've changed, all the lives that you've improved. But I also want to thank all the community partners who've also helped in this journey, creating those videos, making sure they're accessible in multiple languages, and making sure people can enjoy their best life here in Canada. So if there's anything my office can do, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm at York and Colborne. I'm seeing my neighbor over there, Tony, from Clanmar. But I just want to thank you, because I think the greatest measure of us is how we treat others. It's how we use the privilege that we have, because all of us have privilege in varying amounts, and whether we use that to reach backwards and make sure we're bringing other people forward. So please know I'm here to do that. If I can be of any service, please don't hesitate to reach out. But let's give this guy a huge round of applause.
Next, we welcome Superintendent Dave Pratt from the London Police Service to share a few words.
Thank you. That's a hard act to follow. Thanks for having me. I have some prepared notes. So good evening, everyone. It's truly an honor to join you tonight on behalf of the London Police Service, all our members, and the London Police Services Board. I'm equally honored to stand alongside so many dedicated partners, friends, members of our vibrant community in this Rights and Responsibilities Awareness Initiative event. I'd like to take a moment to extend my deepest thanks to Executive Director Hatham Karki. Hatham, your commitment and vision have been instrumental in advancing the cause of education, awareness, and empowerment in our community. Chief Truong's highest priority is building and sustaining community trust. Trust is not given, it's earned, and it's built upon the foundation of knowledge. I believe that when organizations, people, and partners openly share information, they build bridges of understanding, respect, and confidence in one another. That's why the mission of RRAI resonates so deeply with the London Police Service. The RRAI's commitment to providing education, knowledge, and awareness, especially to newcomers and youth in our community about their rights in the justice system, is not only commendable but essential. When people are empowered by knowledge, the benefits reach far beyond the individual. An informed community is a safer community. When people understand their rights, when they trust the police and the justice system, they're more likely to report crimes, interact positively with officers, and become aware of ways to protect themselves and prevent victimization. Knowledge is a catalyst for both confidence and safety, helping us all look out for one another and build a more resilient and safe community. For many years, the London Police Service has been proud to partner with RRAI. Together, we've worked to ensure that knowledge is not kept behind closed doors, but is accessible to all, especially those who are new to our country, our city, and our community. In 2021, when RRAI undertook an important grant to provide justice education to youth in grades 9 and 10, we are honored to support that work. Having young people understand their rights and responsibilities at an early age lays the groundwork for a lifetime of informed citizens and a safer, more just society. I'd like to highlight the Rights and Responsibilities Awareness Initiative ongoing efforts in promoting legal and financial literacy within our community. These initiatives are crucial in empowering individuals with the knowledge they need to navigate the complexities of the legal and financial systems, ensuring they can make informed decisions and protect their rights. Additionally, I want to recognize RRA's valuable partnerships with the City of London in developing and implementing anti-hate program. This collaboration is a testament to our shared commitment to fostering a safe and inclusive environment for all residents. Together, we're working to combat hate, discrimination, and promote a community where everyone feels respected and valued. Speaking of anti-hate initiatives, advancements in digital technology have had the unfortunate side effect of allowing criminals to target vulnerable people in the digital realm. It's a world that can be full of danger for our children, elderly, and newcomers to our London community. Thankfully, RRAI's Together Against Online Crime project educates people and prevents victimization by online criminals hiding behind their computers and devices. Our partnership with RRAI is a shining example of what can be achieved when organizations come together with a shared purpose to empower, educate, and build trust. The London Police Service is committed to continuing this important work and supporting every effort that strengthens the knowledge and confidence of our community members, newcomers, and long-term residents alike. Trust is the cornerstone of public safety, and knowledge is the foundation upon which that trust is built. By working together, by sharing information, listening to one another, and supporting one another, we can ensure that London remains a safe, welcoming, and just city for all. Sergeant Zabian, who's with me tonight, is a shining example of building trust as a London Police Diversity Officer. His tireless efforts in the community are greatly appreciated by all of us that work at LPS. Thank you for inviting us to be part of this event, and thank you for your continued dedication to making our community stronger, more informed, and more united. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Superintendent Dave Pratt. Now we turn to one of our valued partners. Please welcome me in welcoming Martin Zuniga, representing RBC Bank, to speak about our shared commitment to financial literacy and empowerment.
Well, definitely, Terence and Dave have put the bar really high for me now. Please, have patience with me. Thank you, everyone, and good evening. I'm thrilled to be here. Always is a pleasure to be here and see how we have advanced and helped all these initiatives. RBC is so proud to partner with RRAI, and events like these are always important for me. For the days of RBC First Community Investment in 1891, RBC has a long history of partnering with our communities to solve important issues that are relevant to society. It's core to our purpose. That's because we know the success of our business is deeply connected with the well-being of people and the world we are living, work, and operate, and that we have a responsibility to play a part in building a strong future. In fact, last fall, RBC Foundation, and RBC Foundation USA announced a commitment of $2 billion in philanthropic investments by 2031 to help solve most pressing issues that society is facing today. For example, growing inequalities. Disparities in prosperity are always widening, and many people lack the support or opportunity to move up the economic ladder. This always contributes to exacerbate growing inequalities. At RBC, we aim to address this through our ambition to drive more inclusive opportunities for prosperity. We know that we cannot do this alone, and we believe that community investment partners have the ideas to make this societal change happen. Investment in these organizations can help make a change in turning ideas into action. We aim to support community investment partners that help improve the strength and resilience to our communities by supporting people to become more financially secure, create more inclusive access to healthcare, remove systemic barriers to food security, and help people to achieve a stable housing. Many of the RRAI's workshops, those on budgeting, debt management, home ownership, or navigating public systems like the ODSP and more, help exactly to do that. And we are so happy to provide RRAI with $60,000 through the RBC Foundation over the last 3 years to support these efforts. With that, on behalf of myself and all my RBC colleagues, we would like to say thank you to the RIA and to HITHAM for all the important work that you do every day and support in our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin. At this point in the evening, we highlight the collective impact that RRAI, our partners, and our community members have achieved together. I'd like to invite Hetham Karki, Executive Director of RRAI, and Erica Herrera, Project Manager of RRAI, to the stage to share our story of impact.
She did a lot, and you'll find this now.
Thank you so much. So we want to talk about understanding your role in in federal elections. This was our first collaborative session with Elections Canada. So we're very proud of it, and this is a way for us to bring people closer to exercise the right to vote. We want also to talk about the Lumiere Francophone Enlightenment and Empowerment Project. This was a successful project where we translated successfully into French 70 of our awareness sessions. It was financed by the Ministry of Francophone Affairs, and we're happy to get close to the Francophone community. We reached more than 338,000 people through LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook.
Before we proceed, just a comment about our collaboration with Election Canada. I came from the Middle East, where you don't get involved with the government. You don't get involved with politics. You don't vote either, because you know that it doesn't matter and your voice will not gonna be counted, or because you know that the results or the outcomes will gonna be as planned, regardless of whatever. And I've noticed that whenever we are moving, our mindset is moving with us. So we felt it's very important to encourage the new citizens from different backgrounds to engage and to participate. So many people, they don't even know how to. Election system is entirely different than what we used to have. And for the election collaboration, thanks to Douglas Ferguson, our first chair, my mentor, person I'm proud to call my godfather, because it was his idea. And look, I'm calling you godfather in front of the police. So, so it was his idea.
He made me an offer I couldn't refuse.
And after, so that's why it was very important. We had an officer from Election Canada provided an information session, plus we shared materials on how you can do the voting on our website, and all of those were translated into French, Arabic, Spanish, and Mandarin. So I'm super proud with this collaboration. And of course, for the Francophone session, Erica was the project manager. She handled everything. And for the first time, whenever she get involved, I started to get emails, started with Dear. from the ministry, because she knows exactly what to do. She knows exactly how to write reports and how to provide the outcome that we've agreed, and we've got our grants before. So thank you, Erika, for everything you have done. Realizing that mental health is a very important and essential element in our life. Getting back to our culture, I came from a culture that consider any related to mental health issue as a big shame. So, but I always believed that just when you have a headache, you go to the doctor. When you've got a toothache, you go to the dentist. It's the same. And tell me, for God's sake, after all of that pressure we have, who is not under pressure? So we all have that. So we had a strong collaboration with Canadian Mental Health Association. We were lucky to have Ernest Johansson. He to present 6 sessions about mental health issues. We unfortunately he was not able to be with us today because he's answering his duty at the crisis center here on street, because he's the after-hour manager for the crisis center at Huron. So I would like from this stage to thank Ernest for everything he has done for us, regardless that he's not with us today. We had an interesting session about depression, another one about anxiety, which is a big combination. Then we talked about ADHD and autism and how we can provide accommodation for those. And later on, we realized that we've got a new sort of addiction, internet addiction. So we addressed the problem, and then he gave the solution by telling us how sport can enhance our mental health. So he provided a session about internet addiction, how we can diagnose that between patients, and what sort of steps we can take to prevent it. And later on, he provided a wonderful session on mind of motions. And our financial literacy project, which was a great collaboration between RRAI, RBC. It was funded and sponsored by RBC. We had the pleasure of having Martin, regardless of his super busy schedule, dedicating his time to talk in person to newcomers about several issues. Taxes for newcomers. We've learned, maybe in the hard way, that don't mess with Canada Revenue Agency. 2 things you don't mess with them: insurance and taxes. Again, taking into consideration the mindset from other countries, that might not be the difference. So we're trying just to prevent hazard from before it's occurred. Renting or buying a home. Great dilemma. Question that really very hard to answer. And protecting yourself from financial fraud. Now things are developed. There is no more, this is the Canada Revenue Agency, we need your... Now we've got new methods, new tactics. Sometimes if you didn't push the brakes on the right time, anyone could be a victim. And it's one shot. So that was a very, very useful and interesting session. Thanks to Martin and to the RBC team for everything they have done with us. We will have another 2 in-person sessions. One will be in the October 15 about protecting yourself again from financial fraud, realizing that this is an important topic, and another one about financial literacy for newcomers. The thing about those sessions that they were giving the students of Western law the opportunity to present those ideas. So that was some sort of empowerment and trusting. Of course, that was all done under the supervision of the community legal service staff. We had an important session about family law case conferences, motions, financial literacy, separation agreements. What do we need to know on the family court, the appearance? family speak to court expectations and spousal support. And again, here where we do have the cultural differences, because legal systems are different in everywhere. So the family law here is entirely different than many other countries, including where I came from. So therefore, those were super important. Of course, within this regard, we had a very successful and useful session about intimate partner violence, and that was led by Tracy Jackson from London Police. So thank you, Community Legal Service, for everything, and thank you, Tracy Jackson.
We also want to highlight the collaboration with YMCA, and Tanya, who's here. We want to thank you, because YMCA has provided some space for us to share the information and taking a step forward to make a more empowered community through knowledge. So thank you so much, Tanya.
How we could do all of that without the generous support of our supporters. People who believed in this idea, and they gave their money, they give their support. They allowed us to have their logos in our website and on our information sessions, advertisements. So from this event and in front of this distinguished audience, I'm honored to thank Government of Ontario, Ministry of General Solicitor and Ministry of Francophone for supporting two of our projects, RBC, Royal Bank, London Police Service. They were with us since day one. Whenever I'm calling Ziad, he would always be there. Whatever we need, he will provide. And of course, the management staff and the chief and all officers who collaborated with us, I have personally a deep, great feelings for their time, because they dedicate the sufficient time for us regardless of their busy schedule. When we were recording them Together Against Online Crime project, they were, whenever I'm telling them, okay, let's repeat that, you know, I'm not happy with this, let's do this again. They were all patient, they were all passionate, and they were giving this effort because they want to help the community, which is again proving that police here is different than so many other countries, which is again and again make us feel grateful to be in this wonderful land which we call all home. Canadian National Railway Company, City of London. By the way, we started as neighborhood decision-making project at the City of London. Somebody told me about the neighborhood decision-making. I submit the idea, send that email. Later on, I've got an email that, oh, we found your idea feasible and we put it for voting. Okay. Later on, I was surprised that our idea get 285 votes. And here where I came to Doug and told him, well, Doug, let's do some sessions in collaboration with Community Legal Service. And he agreed. And then the City of London provided us with a grant. And after that, COVID hit. So we couldn't do those in person. So we start doing them in Zoom. And then we start, okay, let's keep those sessions instead of just do a Zoom session and it will be gone. And then, okay, let's translate them. Let's register as a nonprofit. Let's apply to have our charitable status. We walked all of those steps because we had the support of the board and those wonderful partners we have. McLean Foundation also supported us each year. And of course, it's a great honor to have Mr. Seaman from London Community Foundation. They've been in support also since day one, and we are looking forward to continue our collaboration and partnership with them. And of course, last but not least, Pillar Nonprofit Network. All of this is a volunteer effort. We are doing this on a volunteer basis. So how we can do any of it without the support from those magnificent volunteers who dedicate the time and the effort to be there when we needed them, to give their ideas and thoughts, to people who presented those sessions when they share their knowledge and their important output with the community. They help to change lives. So, from this stage, I'm so grateful to each one of them. Thank you, and thank you. That would conclude our presentation. I'm so honored to be here today. You've honored all of me by being here today. I can't find the sufficient words to thank each. Custom. Manon, Vilnier. Did you take the shot?
Martin Zuniga. Mohamed Shad.
I would like to take this moment to acknowledge the creativity of Muhammad, because he's the one who developed the Stop Teller Hating videos on Doodle. So thank you, Muhammad, for his company, One Shot. Ziad.
Anyone? Edison Correo. Sofia Pertani.
And last but not least, Erika Herrera.